Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, whether you like women's boxing or hate women's boxing, you must admit that women's boxing is absolutely on fire right now, because it is. I mean, we just had the best women's fight ever with Taylor and Serrano. Now we're gonna get Mikayla taking on Alycia Baumgardner, and there's no official date on that yet, but both fighters have agreed to a fight, and they're saying it'll land in the late summer or early fall. So look at, like, you know, your July, your late Julys, your early August, somewhere around there. This fight is a fight and a matchup that I've been thinking about for years, because I remember years ago when Mikayla was a young pro, fresh out the Olympics, maybe about 3 or 4-0 into her career. And I had just found out who Alycia Baumgardner was when she was fighting for Evander Holyfield's promotional company, Real Deal Promotions. This is a fight that I said, if you go back and you watch my prospect review video on Alycia Baumgardner from all those years ago, you'll see that I mentioned this as one of the potential big super fights down the line. And I said this back in 2018 before Alycia Baumgardner even touched the world title. So, you know, let me give myself a pat on the back. But this, to me, is not just one of the best fights in women's boxing. This is one of the best fights in boxing, point blank, period. Because as good as Serrano and Katie Taylor was, and it was a great fight, this fight has two great fighters, two great talents in the sport, but it also has that rivalry. It has that animosity. It has that little bit of spite that we like in big fights. You know, Mikayla, like I said, she was the USA Olympian, had the red carpet rolled out for her, was always expected great things to happen. Alycia Baumgardner, as beautiful as she is, and she is an attractive woman, you know. If I see her, I'm shooting my shot. But listen, man, Alycia Baumgardner is someone that experienced some hardships early in her career. She had a loss early in her career. She fought on Real Deal Promotions. She had some periods of inactivity. She's had a long road to just get to where she's at in boxing. So two different sides of the spectrum. You know, you got Mikayla, who is a textbook, really technically sound, proficient boxer. She's just an all-around really good fighter. She can fight outside. She could fight mid-range. She could even mix it up on the inside sometimes, as you saw in the Hamadouche fight, which was a very tough fight. You know, she's a complete fighter. One of the most complete fighters in women's boxing. Baumgardner is a complete fighter in her own right. She can box, she can punch, as we saw at Terry Harper. Ask Terry Harper what happened to her. She was standing up like a statue when Alycia Baumgardner hit her with that straight right hand from hell. You know, she's probably pound for pound in women's boxing. She's in the top 5 hardest punchers. Her, Savannah Marshall, Sinisa Estrada, you know, girls like that, they really punch them like that, for real. So she has boxing skills. She's very athletic. Maybe she's not as fundamentally sound as Mayer, but she makes up for that with her athleticism, her creativity as a fighter, and her punching power. So it's a great matchup, because it's a matchup where you can see, you know, Mayer winning a dogfight, Mayer outboxing Baumgardner, but then it's also a fight where you can see Baumgardner knocking out Mayer, Baumgardner winning a dogfight against, Mayer herself. So I love this fight. I'm happy that it's made. To me, personally, I think this is a better matchup than Serrano versus Taylor. Personally, I do. Because when you have that sort of animosity, and you have two people in the ring that really don't like each other, it tends to bring out an extra layer of intensity that's not normally there. It's like, you know, it reminds me back in the day when I was in school. You know, I used to play football at school, like on the playground. You know, just a little touch football, or sometimes tackle, depending on who was playing. But, I was always competitive when I'm just playing the game. But when it was someone I didn't like, or someone that thought they were better than me on the playground, I wanted to prove myself. So it brought the extra layer of intensity out of me, and it's the same. It's the same for these women right here. You know, the winner of this fight is looking at becoming one of the stars of women's boxing. There's been a lot of talk about from Mikayla side about how Baumgardner never wanted to take the fight. There's been talk from the Baumgardner side about how, You know, they would never offer her the fight with an 8-week camp. It was always 3 weeks, short notice, disrespectful type of offers for a fighter of her caliber. You know, so they've met in the middle. All parties involved will come to a compromise, and we're going to get a great fight. And I'm telling you guys, man, I'm telling you. If you're not, the same thing I said for Taylor Serrano, I'm going to say for this fight times 10, times 30, times 50. If you're not a fan of women's boxing, if you're not a fan of that type of thing, I get it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, and it don't have to be. You know, we're all Americans. Well, at least most of the channel is. We have the right to pick and choose what we want to watch and not watch, and not spend our time watching. But this fight, I'm telling you, this fight is going to be one of the most intense fights of the year. These are two fighters that are incredibly skilled. These are two fighters that don't want to lose. These are two fighters that genuinely don't like each other. And this is a genuine rivalry fight. Taylor Serrano is a good fight, a great fight. But it wasn't a rivalry fight. This is a rivalry fight. This is like, for those who watch women's boxing, this is like when Sinisa Estrada fought Marlena Esparza, but the only difference in this fight is that I think if you were to add up the quality and talent between both fighters, I think it's a little bit higher than Esparza and Estrada. No disrespect to Esparza and Estrada. I think they're both good, really good fighters, but I just think Baumgardner versus Mayer is a better matchup. And it's my opinion. In some ways, I like this matchup more than Shields versus Marshall, just because, like I said, I just feel like that rivalry is just a bit more intense. So listen, I'm gonna have a lot to say about this fight as it gets closer. We'll definitely be covering Mayer versus Baumgardner because they're both fighters that are worth covering, and they're both fighters that have a lot to prove and a lot to lose in that ring. You know, Baumgardner worked he had a long, tough, arduous road to get to this point to become a world champion, and she's not gonna want to give up that belt so freely. And you know, with Mayer, she's not gonna want to let this girl who she truly believes is not on her level beat her and give her the first loss of her pro career. So it's a great fight, and shout out to all parties involved for getting it done. I think Alycia Baumgardner is gonna come out swinging, looking to take fucking Mayer's head off, and it's up to Mayer in them early rounds to really be on a P's and Q's with her boxing. Because I'm telling you, Alycia Baumgardner is going to come out there to knock her out cold. I'm talking about some Ann Wolf, Vonda Ward type shit. So I'm going to leave it at that. You guys, let me know what you think about Mayer versus Baumgardner. We'll see what happens when the fight gets official date, but they are going to fight, and I'm excited about it. Let me know who you guys got in the comments down below. Let me know who you favor and why. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. You know, True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, you know, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here. Boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God.